Oh, what's up? My name's Ketra Long, and my memories are unacceptable.
Ooh. All right, thank you so much. Hey.
Not the voice crack.
Babies. Hey. I told y'all in the last episode, I said we're going to be back next week in the studio. God willing. What? Won't he do it?
Won't he do
Won't
it?
he do? We are back in the
For
little
all the white
studio.
people that he is God.
Yeah, that him.
They don't say won't he do it at white churches.
He's the original him.
He is him.
I have no shoes on because I don't want to fuck up this beautiful carpet on our different set at the same WTF.
It is beautiful. Some people say this set is a little more feminine. I think it looks great.
We're secure in our masculinity, so.
Hell yeah, brother. We're back with another episode of Callbacks where we do a little deep dive on our favorite entertainers. But before we get to our insanely amazing interview today, Danny, it's good to be back with you in the flesh.
We are here. It's been a minute, but it feels like because we both recorded a little bit of stuff, so it's probably been damn near a month since we've been back in the studio, right?
Yeah, it's definitely been about a month.
Did you miss me? Did you give a fuck? What's the vibe?
I'm kind of getting sick of how much people in my life love you. Like my dad is like, I'm Danny S. Tell the other Danny S. I got friends who are like, wait, you got a show? Maybe I'll come. Oh wait, it's Danny's show that you happen to be on. I'm definitely there. So
yeah,
jealousy doesn't look good on me.
Appreciate y'all, boy. Appreciate y'all, boys. Yeah, man. We've been traveling. I've been also surviving, working a lot. But last night, excuse me. So when this comes out, a couple days from now, last night we just had a show together with our guest. You hosted it and had a amazing set.
Thank you.
Yeah, man, what else has been? Anything else been happening, I guess, that we want to let the listeners know since we're in the little studio?
I'm hopping on this little Bored Teachers comedy tour, so come see me in, I guess by the time this comes out, you'd have to buy tickets pretty immediately to West Des Moines and Omaha. I'll be in Phoenix later in the month.
This is coming out Tuesday, right?
Yeah, so it'll be on Thursday, Friday, but come Instagram, Samuel Steves, check out other shows. Well, something that's funny that has happened, because I was back home with family, dealing with family situation, so I haven't done stand-up in like a month. And this weekend I have like 4 shows in LA before I hit the road. And just like most things in life, you just can never get too high or too low. Like if you let the low moments get to you or the high moments get to you, it's not gonna be good. And I feel like a funny example of this, I've talked about this on the podcast before, is I'm bad at meeting like famous people or important people. I always like end up looking foolish. And last night we do Danny's show. Danny packs out the place because he's him. It's a fun show. I feel like my set goes well. Great. I got to dip out early, go to another set. And that always feels nice in LA to have 2 shows in the same night.
Kind of rare.
It's tough to get stage time out here. Go to my next show. It's just me and a very established comedian in the green room.
Drop names, brother.
I ain't saying no names. But they're
sacrifice your career real quick, please.
Executive producer on network television shows, writers that opening up for big comedians, headlining themselves. Like this is a person has been in the industry for a long time.
He's been canceled once. Go ahead.
I don't know. And
chances are he could have.
I mean, who hasn't been? If you haven't been canceled, have you really been outside? And we're having this conversation. I get flustered because I have a track record of being bad around important people. This guy's just asking me questions about my life, asking me questions, being very engaged. But I'm so like worried about answering the questions right that I don't really answer much. I don't really ask many questions about him.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's an awkward lull in the conversation after he's just been asking question after question about my life. I haven't really reciprocated. Mm-hmm. Awkward lull comes and he goes, well, guess I know everything about your life, and just walks away.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, this person has like the power to put me on a TV show. Like, I was like, well, that did not go. And I just start spiraling. I'm like, I messed it up.
I'm bad at that too. But honestly, a lot of, we talked about this before we got on mic. A lot of comedians, for people that aren't comedians, we are very peculiar people, right. Especially in settings that you're about to perform or you just got done performing. You're in passing, you're thinking about stuff. And all comedians handle the stress of comedy differently.
Right.
Some people don't give a fuck. They're loose. They like to talk, like having people around. Some people are more quiet.
Right.
I'm more of the quieter, I think I reserve a lot of my energy until I get on stage.
Yeah.
So I'm not the most funnest person to be around.
Right.
When it's before a show. And even sometimes immediately after a show, I'm kind of like sporadic and tense. Like last night, I was probably not the most fun person to be around. Not because I was trying to be mean, but I'm just like on the edge.
Focus, you care about what you're doing.
Your adrenaline dump. So you probably feel way worse than he actually feels.
He's probably not even thinking about me, but still, it was like not a great impression. And so I like to start spiraling a little bit. And then I do my set. It goes fine, but it's funny because I had this thought, like I'm walking away, I'm like, well, yeah, people laugh, but like, 8 comics on the show, I don't think anyone walked away being like, well, Sam was the best one, and that's always the goal. And I'm like kind of down on myself and spiraling way too much. But it's funny, I get to my car and I call my wife. I haven't even shut my door. And as I go to shut the door of my car, I look and there's 2 people looking at me, like kind of like tiptoeing up to me, like with like the demeanor of, is it okay to bother you? And my wife answers, I'm like, oh wait, hold on, I'll call you back. I'm like, what's up, guys? Like, hey, we were waiting in the lobby to talk to you and never saw you. Like, we came to the show specifically because of you. And like, this woman like went on this whole thing about like, you inspire me because I see that you like do teaching, but then you've also done comedy and like balancing, whatever. It was just this very nice message. And they both had like very complimentary things to say. And the guy was like, you were the best one of the night, blah, 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 blah. And it was like a very cool, it was like the first moment. I've had people like recognize me before, but it was the first moment was like, wow, these people like
fuck with you.
Really were like, oh my gosh, we got like, I don't know, this sounds corny that I'm telling this story about myself, but like literally as I'm like, all right, like we had like a 5 to 10 minute conversation. I'm like, all right, have a good night, guys. I got to get home to my wife. And as I'm shutting the door, they're walking away and I hear her go to, I think they were dating. Like she says to her partner, oh my God, like that was so cool.
Yeah.
Like they were like giddy. And so I'm like, I've never had that happen before. It was like amazing. And so it's just like a reminder of like that low moment of like, oh, I just kind of looked like a selfish idiot in front of this big established comedian. And I spiral on that. And it's like, at the end of the day, he probably didn't care. And then I'm thinking like, probably no one even like loved my set. And then these people come up to me and are like, we love you so much. Yeah. And it was just a reminder of like, both of those things are good to have happen because it just helps you learn. And it just is like, never get too high. Like if I just walk around thinking that's how everybody thinks of me, they're obsessed with me, that's not going to lead anywhere good.
That's the addictiveness of stand-up, to me at least.
But I'm the greatest of all time and no one should ever even think that I'm...
People have been telling me that about you, actually. It's been really weird. People like specifically talk to me about that, about you.
Yeah, but what's been going on? I know we'll get to the mental health check, but for anything else to report on before the mental health check?
No, man, I've been working really fucking hard. We, like I said, we had the show last night, worked out my half hour. And that was like the biggest, most important thing for me was, people that are listening, LA is a great place to live if you're in entertainment, not the best place for stand-up specifically.
Right.
You don't get a lot of stage time. So I booked a show for me to just have more space to just do a longer set. And I'm going to shoot it at the end of this summer. But that was just the first step in the right direction, just to get it out on paper, just to see how I could do in that environment where I'm expounding upon my ideas instead of just the jokes. A lot of jokes start as almost one-liners.
Right.
For just a premise. And it's like, this means that. And then you build it into like, okay, how do you get to that? This means that demand. And then what is the result of this means that? Like, it's just, you build a world out of this one sentence. So last night was just giving myself an opportunity to build the world around that one sentence that is a joke.
Right.
Doing that multiple times over. So anyways, that was
crushed.
That was fun. Thanks, man. I really needed it last night. My family got to see me do comedy for the first time.
That's amazing.
My mom and one of my sisters had seen me do comedy once. So that was a fire experience too, to kind of see them witness that. And yeah, but other than that, now my focus is on shooting the special, quote unquote special, and like packaging up as much as I can.
Right. That's amazing.
But mental health check for your boy. My mental health feels like an old school Scantron.
Not the Scantron.
Yeah. Like I'm just cheating. I'm cheating. I'm cheating really good. Like things like last night, throwing a show. I'm still overwhelmed. I don't say I'm not depressed, but a little bit of anxiety, hard to sleep sometimes. But you know what feels good? Crushing. It's cheat codes. We just find a little. I don't like, in Scantron, you don't know the actual answers.
Right.
I don't have the answers to my life right now.
Right.
But if I can find a way to do
The answers, yeah.
C, B, C, D, 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 C, 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 D,
Yeah.
D, D, I'll take it, brother.
That's amazing. That's like I feel like my mental health is on. I used to play NCAA football on Xbox a lot.
Yeah.
And I always wanted to have a perfect season. But I always wanted to play the best team. So I'd schedule the toughest opponents so I could and I'd beat everybody. And there'd always be one team that I was going to lose against. And so right before the game was about to finish, I'd just turn the console off. So it's like, oh, it turned off. I guess I didn't actually lose.
Right, and it does not count.
And that's my mental health. I'm just like, well, even though I did lose, I'm like, reset, change the rules.
That shit does not erase your wholeness, and your wholeness is life.
Look at Deacon Dan.
You know me.
Deacon Dan turned into Preacher
You
Dan.
know me. Let's get into today's episode. Very funny guest. She was also with us last night, as we'll probably say 1,000 times in that episode.
So funny.
Ketra Long.
Let's get to it. Yeah.
We are here. We're back here with our very, very cool, funny, hilarious guests. This 3 people, we were just together last night doing a show. Funny show, fun show.
Yeah. 3 strong black people.
Kevin Gates.
That's usually the jokes he makes, so I just try to beat him to it before.
That's crazy.
3 strong black people.
No, I didn't say that.
You actually said it. You actually just said it on the thing. That's crazy. You lied.
Because you would have.
It would be a white man alive.
Because Danny always, I don't know you well enough to be making these jokes. I'm sorry, but
Literally, it's funny.
moving on.
Literally.
Moving on. Let's get a proper intro like we like to do.
Please do.
Since moving to Los Angeles in 2010, our guest today has appeared on hit television shows, theatrically released movies, and been passed by some of the most famous comedy clubs in the world. You can currently watch her show, Ketra Long Presents Bearded, on YouTube, in which she executive produces, writes, and stars in. We are greatly excited to welcome to the show a former employee of the Rite Aid on Fairfax and Sunset. Someone who still has all her exes following her on Instagram. And a person with so much charisma, Neo asked her if he could come watch her perform after just one conversation with her. Welcome to the pod, Ketra Long.
Wow. You know immediately what played in my head? Big Sean got this up, man. These hoes be doing research.
I'm a hoe doing research. What can I say?
You dug the goddamn.
I keep my ear to the ground.
Yeah.
He didn't go to sleep since our show last night. He's been up all night researching.
Yep.
That's how
You know
how black people see that's what I'm saying. All this dissension between our people.
Yeah.
No, you gotta do better by us.
Sir.
What?
Brother.
Yeah.
Not the hard R, brother.
Danny said, I played football, I played college football. I wasn't good. It's like, it takes a strong black man to admit that shit.
Yeah, it took a second to realize that, but
take a strong black man not to blame it on his Achilles.
Right. Yeah. A lot of niggas, I was dominant, then I hurt my knee, sophomore year. Like, nigga, you was never gonna make it.
Coach hated me. I was
right. You just weren't that good, sir.
Yeah. All right, before we get into our dates and stuff, I mentioned, you're at an award show. Neo's like, you're funny. You're a comedian, when's your next show? And he actually pulls up. We don't have to talk about the part where he left during the show or anything like that, but no, but okay, how are you getting invited to all these award shows? Because I know you got slighted by Drake as well, asking for a picture after he gave a white boy a picture.
Wow.
And he said, he was like, yeah, I'll be right back. And then he just walked away and didn't come back.
Yeah, where am I saying all this shit out loud besides my diary? Besides my journal.
We have it right in here.
I got,
could you imagine?
Bring out the diary,
The research tools.
How are you getting invited to all these award shows and how are you meeting all these famous people?
I mean, me, baby.
Ooh.
It's like that?
Yeah, me.
What were you and Chrissy Teigen and John Legend talking about at the bar?
Oh. Nothing really, actually. John was being a diva.
Ooh, nice.
About what?
Life. He was really just eating his hors d'oeuvres, like popping a bid. We weren't talking about anything. I was just observing them, really. He's a bottom.
Oh my God.
In him and Chrissy's relationship?
Yeah, he's definitely the bottom.
There's a lot of men like that, though, I feel like, that are married that are the bottoms of their straight relationship.
Who's the bottom of this podcast between me and Danny?
Definitely Danny.
I'm the bottom?
Yeah, you the bottom.
How I'm the bottom?
Just cause.
I'm nice?
No, just because I like Sam.
Oh my God.
Like, just because
I really be winning, you know?
That's crazy.
And your knees looking strong as fuck today. You look at Sam, relaxed ass knees. Look at your knees. They locked and loaded. They locked and loaded.
Strong.
They locked and loaded. Look like
I need to hang out with her on Ketra more. This is the best day of my life.
Look like you ready to fight off dick.
I bet my match. Damn.
Or go skiing.
Oh my God. That's you, buddy.
These different kind of moguls, you know?
I'm gonna cut this out.
Moguls?
I'm gonna cut this out.
This is crazy.
Don't leave it. Eat.
But
Where were you at? Where were you at when you
award shows, right? Like because this is what's crazy is so many people like are just like, oh yeah, you know, I was just like at the AMAs. It's like, yeah, how? People, oh, it's just LA. I'm like, I'm in LA. I'm not just hanging out. Like, yeah, sure, I see famous people sometimes, but how you just rolling up to award shows and hanging out?
Yeah, are you outside a bunch? Or are you like an indoor
What's
person?
weird is, no, I'm not like outside. Yeah, okay, sometimes. I have the dumbest luck. People keep on telling me not to say that, but I do. I have the dumbest luck. And I just meet people, and I dated a couple of famous people or whatever. I don't reveal names. Don't ask, don't play with me.
Is that how you cash that one time?
Yep.
Nice.
Yep. You found that too. But you got to take that part out.
Okay.
The amount or where you found it?
You got to take that part out completely.
Okay.
Dodge the IRS right now.
Yeah, this late taxes.
Can't be, you know what I'm saying? Can't be, you know, they'll come for it. That's mattress money, Sam.
Yeah, right.
My bad.
I mean, you know, this Sam, in all actuality, this is LA. Really.
Right.
You just meet people, you stumble upon people. I was out at way more than I should have been, you know, in LA, and I would just meet people, like the people I dated, and then people would just invite me to random shit. Then I would know somebody who would be like, hey, you want to go to the VMAs? Hey, you want to go to the AMAs? Hey, you want to go to an Oscar party thrown by Brad Pitt?
Yeah.
Like randomly. And so I just used to be up in the spot like I belong.
What was Brad Pitt's Oscar party like?
Oh man, that shit, it was more than I should have. It was way bigger than anything I ever been to.
Yeah.
They like, people be on some extravagant shit.
Yeah.
That much money?
Like, you know how people have swans in they little waterfall or whatever?
Yeah.
He had Canadian geese.
Oh,
Like,
the real Canada Goose, not the jacket.
Not the jacket. And not only that, the geese was giving us out feathers. Like,
Well, that's kind of white trash, like a Canadian goose.
Right.
That's kind of funny.
That's
and the real, he had real horses. Like, they be, man, people be having extravagant lives.
That's real money. Yeah, livestock, birds and shit. Yeah, LA's a place where now that I'm in this different phase of my life, I'm trying to go out more. But I feel like if you aren't going out, you're missing so much of what it has to offer because it's such a small world that when you meet people, we're all kind of in the same industry more or less, whether you're a suit, whether you're an actor, whether you're a comedian. So I'm trying to be better about just like being a little bit more mixy, like not like out all the time. You still got to work on your craft and do stand up, but I feel like half of this shit is just people knowing who the fuck you are, you know?
But I just feel like a lot of networking and a lot of luck.
You should start telling me you're half black.
Sam gonna start now. The
People tell me I look like Logic all the time.
Yeah,
You kind of look like Logic, and he one of my favorite rappers.
Really?
You do.
I've never heard anyone say Logic is their favorite rapper.
I said one on.
Well, like, okay, my bad. She said, "Don't put words in my mouth."
I said one of them.
I said one on. not all of them. Some of them, he and some of them. He like bottom 10. Bottom 10.
That's crazy.
That's funny.
Okay, well, speaking of hanging out with celebrities and all this, I do a little research for this. You know those celebrity net worth websites?
Yeah.
You pop up on those, and one of them says your net worth is $17 million, and the other one says your net worth is $700,000. So
big money. Big
So-
money.
So first question, can I hold $1?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, you can hold that shit, but you gotta give it back. I need that. What site does it?
You know those celebrity net worth sites? You're on.
I think you're like,
No, you're definitely on.
Please send the proof.
$17 million. 17 million cents.
17 million
17 million
pennies.
Chuck E. Cheese tokens.
If you had 17 million Chuck E. Cheese tokens, that'd be impressive.
17 million shillings.
Pesos.
17 pesos.
Yeah.
17 million dinero.
Yeah, where are you getting this money from?
Shit, you tell me. You do all the research.
The fucking IRS.
Find that shit for me. And I told you to stop saying that shit out loud.
She does have the $17 million. She's just trying not to. She's just trying to avoid the tax man.
He literally works for the IRS. He trying to take
right?
It's a sting. Somebody gonna walk in here. Yeah, got your ass, bitch. You thought you was in here to do a podcast.
Right.
This whole podcast is an
audit.
elaborate scheme just to make sure.
Extensive audit.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's the That's so funny. What's the first date? Do you have a date?
Yeah, let's get into the dates. My bad, Danny. Okay.
No, I'm just saying, bro.
Oh
I just don't want to feel like the police were.
I want to know.
I'm just kidding.
Sam know more about me than me.
Yeah, he does this.
I'm like, wait, what? I did. I did.
I love it.
I want to dig me up. I would think I was. If I wasn't, I'm like, who is this bitch?
I've done a lot of cleansing of my social media the past like month after he did it. So our first episode ever was us on each other, more so Sam researching me because he already cleaned this shit out. And I never deleted anything from Instagram from 2012 when we first did it. So I had this like ugly ass blurry selfies. I had drunk, just stuff from before Instagram was even popping. So I deleted like 1,000 pictures this month. Like every day I was like 20, 30s, like in that one sitting.
Yeah,
So,
you was online.
I was outside. Yeah, I was
That's
doing
hot.
it. Yeah, I was doing it. Yeah.
I fucking gotta, people be knowing stuff. I be like, how you know that? And damn, was that true?
Right.
Like, wait, what?
Do you delete a lot of stuff or you keep it as is?
I'm a pack rat. But now I try to cleanse myself off social media because
Yeah.
people be finding
Yeah.
oh weird. Hey, I think I'm your cousin, bitch. That's 17 million. Like people really believe that shit. I'm
Yeah.
like, girl, I am not your son's daddy's niece.
Right.
I am not. Like we don't.
Especially down south, everybody's.
This is down south.
You're like, if I had $17 million, I would not be posting these show flyers. I would just be.
Right. I'm like, bitch, I just did a web series. I'm trying to get my web series.
Right.
I had $17 million out the fucking network.
Right. Exactly. Chilling.
Let's do this first date. So January 10th, 2011. You're about a year, a few months into LA.
Tell me more.
You appeared on the ABC Family hit show Greek as a Gamma Bunny.
Oh shit! I did.
Why'd
Why
you
you
point at
remember
me?
I'm like, wait, yo.
Why you remember that? Honestly, Greek is a great show. Go stream it on Hulu if you want.
Oh, that was fun. We actually dressed up. It was a sorority, Greek, of course. The show Greek
Life.
Greek.
Yeah.
We were this sorority, and they had dressed our asses up in some bunny outfits and put the ears on us and everything. Fun times.
Yeah. So I know, like I mentioned earlier, your first job in LA was the Rite Aid on Sunset and Fairfax.
Don't know what that's at. Sunset and Fairfax.
Yeah, you do. The Arco, the one from Bristol, across the street from Bristol Farms.
I think I know. Yeah, I think I know that.
Everybody knows it. It's notorious Rite Aid.
Yeah.
Damn.
So what was this one of your first like acting jobs in LA or like in what? Just talk about first jobs in LA, the moving out here process, the transitioning into acting and everything from Birmingham, Alabama.
You see how he point from Birmingham. You see how he made out a point slave.
Fresh out of slavery. How'd you escape?
Jehovah's Witness.
You motherfucker.
Roy Wood Jr. family friend.
Okay.
Let her answer the first shit first. Don't show all your tricks yet.
Just do the damn interview, Sam. Just do the interview. You know so much, you just do it.
I'll just ask the questions and answer.
Yes.
Right. Well, first off, as a black woman, I'd like to.
And also, Maya why don't you just recite Maya Angelou, Ain't I a Woman?
Yeah, go ahead, Sam.
Who's that? No, I'm just kidding. That was a joke.
No. I mean, the thing about it is I never, ever really felt like I belong in the South, even though
Really?
I sound like I might, kicked hay down the road or something.
Kicked hay down the road.
Kicked hay down the road for fun as a child. No, I always, I'm the youngest, and I was always by myself.
Of 4 girls. Okay, sorry, I'll let you think.
No, I'm just kidding.
Is that real?
It's funny, yes.
Yeah, her older sister kind of raised her because it's a 13-year age gap.
Who are you? All right, he scares me sometimes. Go ahead.
It is. He probably
And he act like he don't do it. I didn't have no time today really to research.
He did. He's interested in me. I'm a pretty interesting person.
Yeah, I want to hear about it. Go ahead.
It's the only other black man in the room that care. Nah, it's like I never wanted to be in Alabama. I always knew I was gonna get out. I did this summer program with a girl that went to high school with me, and she was living in LA at the time, and she was supposed to pay us to do like these, because I have a degree in theater and mass comm. Did you know that?
Alabama State,
Okay.
historically black college and university.
Do you know my social security number?
Maybe we'll see. Her identity gets stolen after the show.
Listen, let me tell you something. Law and Order SUV.
Right.
Hell, my brother kick your. No, I bet you didn't see that cut. No.
Right.
Yeah. Well, she was supposed to basically she was supposed to pay me. She didn't have enough money to pay me. And I was like, I want to come to LA. When I come to LA, can I stay with you? And she was like, yeah. So she was getting ready to come back to LA. And I was like, fuck it, rah, let's go. I'm going to just go to LA with you. So she drove. We drove like 3 days to LA.
Damn, from Alabama?
Yeah. We was living in an apartment. She had an apartment in Beverly Hills. I thought I was living a life. Also, at the time, I still had a drug dealer boyfriend. Oh
Nice.
my God, he's been so good to me. He gave me money. And when we got there, her lights and shit was about to get cut off. So he sent us the money. And then like a month later, she got evicted and shit. But she didn't tell me, and she should have told me.
Oh, that's more fucked up.
So I actually ended up having to go back home for a minute. I had to sit down for a minute. But I had met a few friends on Greek. Actually, I had met a girl named Candace, and like we would correspond, and she was like, look, well, if you want to come back to LA, you can stay with me for a minute. I was just like, what? Bet.
Right.
So
Right. But was the intent always to get into entertainment, or are you just coming out here because it's like, I got to get out the South?
No, it was definitely entertainment. Acting, but I had no direction. I just knew, like, shit. I had a degree in theater and mass comm. I knew I could do something.
Right.
I just didn't know what.
Were you already, was it acting or stand-up was like the thing? The
Acting.
Okay.
It was strictly acting. And then, like, I started going to all the parties and shit. Like,
Yeah.
in LA, dumb luck. I was meeting, like, every fucking body when wow. How many people I met and knew out here in LA.
Uh-huh.
And I went to this party one night, and it was like Oprah Winfrey's publicist or whatever. And she was like, hey, you funny. What else do you do out here? And I was like, I act or whatever. And she was like, yeah, no, you need to be talented. You need to be multi-talented. What else do you do? And I was like, I guess I could sing and dance a little bit. I was in a girl group before.
Right.
I was talking about the girl group me and my friends made up at the house. She
Your mom was like, perform for the friends.
Yeah,
and
cookouts.
in front of the Christmas tree. Can y'all come on down here and do that little song y'all do? Do that
Right.
little,
At
do
the
little
drunk.
song.
Yeah, everybody drunk.
But was doing that, and she was like, no, at the end of the night, you need to tell me something else that you can definitely do. And then before we left, she was like, you a comedian, get your ass on stage. And then she told my friends to make sure I got on stage. Now, I didn't really have the concept that comedy and stand-up was this real thing. I knew what I saw. You know what I'm saying? I knew that I saw people on TV being funny, but I didn't even think you could do. I was like, you could do that?
Right.
I didn't even know you could do that.
Right.
And she stayed on me, actually. We stayed in contact for a long time. She fell off too. No new friends. But we stayed in contact. She stayed on me. She was like, get your ass on stage. And I went to Craigslist, and I saw this thing. Are you funny? Can you make people laugh? Can you do it for 5 minutes? And I was like, 5 minutes? Like, 5 minutes. I'm thinking, that's no time.
Yeah, right.
I make people laugh for days.
Yeah.
And it was this lady named Crazy Cindy. She used to run this show at the Comedy Store in the Billy Room. And I was like, yeah, I responded to the ad. And then
Wait, she was advertising for comedians
On
for
Craigslist.
a comedy store show on Craigslist.
Were there more like bringer shows back then at the Belly Room though? Right?
Yes.
So all the listeners that don't know, a bringer show is basically like whoever is in charge of the show books comedians saying like you can do the show, but you have to bring 5 people or whatever. So usually it's like kind of, it can be predatory on like newer comics. It's like get all your friends.
Yeah, that's why I said we the customers. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like
to your point.
that shit is like so crazy. But you don't know because you knew and they know.
Right.
Because these motherfuckers that do that been around 20 years. And you be like, oh, and then be like, hey,
my first time I was like, great, a bringer show. That sounds, I have so many friends who want to come. Like, this is great. I'll bring so many people.
right.
And
They be like, this bitch been doing this shit since 2005. I'm like, yeah, damn. Oh.
Yeah.
Like, what? And anyway, I
You
did.
responded to the ad,
I brought like, cause I mean, again, I have charisma, so I had like a bunch of people come out. I had like 30.
people are like obsessed with me.
I had like a bunch of people come out.
Drug dealer boyfriends.
Yeah, like all my little yes came out.
Yeah.
Like my friends brought they little yes or whatever.
Yeah.
And you know what she did to me? She would not let me go on stage because I had bought all them people in there. So this is what they do. They put you last so your people won't.
Oh, that's even crazier.
Yeah.
So then you have to stay for like 2 hours.
Yeah, so this comedian named Barry Brewer, he was like, man, let her go on stage. She bought all these people here. I'm trying to, because he knew, you know,
Right.
he knew what she was doing. And she was like, and then she was like, you next. Then she was like, tell your people not to leave. I was like, fuck you, bitch. I've been sitting here for 4 days.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I went and I killed. You know, my friends. First of all, bringer shows are a fucking trap for any comedian. They are a trap. You should do them. You should do them because it gives you confidence. Like you should do at least 2 or 3 because it gives you confidence. However, they are a lie. People, your friends are gonna come laugh at you because they want to support you and they want to see you do well. They're not gonna not laugh at you. But also, if you're not really funny, that's false confidence.
Right.
So for the first 3-4 years, I was doing the same jokes because that's the jokes I had did that night.
100%.
And I was like, these cute, how they not working? But no, because I didn't have any concept. I had no guidance. I had no one to tell me, you need to learn how to write a fucking joke.
Yeah.
Right. Well, especially like when you're seeing people do comedy on TV, if you have no idea of that world, you're just like, Kevin Hart, he's just funny. Like he just shows up and starts talking and that's just how he is. And it's like, well, he spends like a year, if not 10 years, like crafting that specific hour.
The first hour takes 10 years.
Yeah.
That's what's also so crazy too about podcasts now is that a lot of the comedy podcasts tell us how the shit is made. Whereas before, back then, and even maybe 6-7 years ago, like there was nowhere for aspiring comedians to really know how shit even kind of works.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No guidance. It
You
wasn't
see
nobody
specials.
out here from Alabama to try to help. Like right now, you'll have a tribe of people from Chicago.
That's how I was. I started in Chicago when I came here. I had like 4 or 5 people that kind of helped me assimilate into the city.
That's what I'm saying. Then you got New York clique.
Right.
Those people gonna help those people. Then you got like maybe have Texas or like people from a certain degree. Who the fuck is from Alabama that's gonna tell you,
Nobody.
hey, you need to do A, B, C, and D. And then I'm saying I look 12 then. It's like, fuck, I look 2 now. But like,
do you ever get stopped at the airport asking where your chaperone is?
Every motherfucking day.
That's my wife. My wife gets that a lot. Like it was like her 26th birthday. We're going to Paris, and it was literally on her birthday that we're traveling. And she goes first, and I'm like far enough behind where they don't realize we're together. And they're like, Miss, where's your chaperone at? And she's like, oh, I'm 26.
Yeah, I'm a fucking adult.
Right, but she loves it because she's like, great, I want to look young as long as I can. But then the TSA guy, like, is like, oh, I gotta like pat you down. They're like, this is like the machine's showing something. I'm like, okay. And he pats me down. He's like, yeah, you're good to go. And why don't you go and enjoy your young wife? I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Like,
what a sick ass dude.
Yeah.
You would have been TSA. I would have fought him right then and there. But
That's what people they be fetishizing.
But you've been stopped, like that people think at the airport like you're
every day, everywhere, every day on a consistent basis. Like somebody is trying me, or my best friend Cordell was my web series Bearded is based off of me and his real life scenarios. We went to a club one time, and long ass line, okay, a long ass. I'm gonna tell you, it was at least 90 to 100 people.
Oh my god!
At least. Security came all the way to the back of the line, and it was like, and you better have ID.
To you specifically?
To us, to both of us. It was like, y'all better have ID, and I'm not playing. It's like, what the fuck? I paid my light bill the other day.
Right. If I pay rent, I'm 60. As long as I pay rent,
like,
nigga.
yeah, like people be mad disrespectful with the youth. Like they be, hey, you can't go in there.
Yeah.
Especially, I don't know. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. So it is there. It's here, but okay.
Right.
But yeah, not having a concept of what comedy was, and then I was fucking up, and then I quit.
Comedy or
quit
acting?
comedy. Okay. I quit comedy like 92 times.
Really?
Yeah, I fall off the face of the earth.
I feel like people say that, but I feel like they don't actually do it. At what times did you stop? And what was the thing that made you stop?
A lot of just in between, like not knowing.
Yeah.
Not having confidence, frustration, no understanding. It's no guidance. It's no blueprint to it. It's no... So, because some people... Okay, I'm funny. Like, my personality, I have a lot of charisma, right?
Yeah.
And that's what's gotten me... That's what would get your attention, right?
Uh-huh.
And then if you put stand-up in that, and you have to mix that with a structured set. A person who's very good at comedy who doesn't have a set, you will see it on his special. If you watch it, he keep talking about the shit. D-Ray.
Oh, yeah.
D-Ray Davis, you will never see him do the same. He does not have a set.
Mm-hmm. I heard him talk about this.
Yeah. He doesn't have a set. That's why you will never see him do another special probably.
Right.
Because he can't do a set. He like through his special, he'd be like, yeah, they said they want me to do a set, man, do the set. Like, he's saying that shit in his special.
Right.
But like, he's very, very funny, right? And he knows joke structure. He knows how to write a joke.
Mm-hmm.
People don't grasp that concept. And when you young, when you like 18, 19, who the fuck, like, it's some people who have it.
Yeah.
Who just have it.
Right.
Who know. And they just get it, like right off. You'll say a Teddy Ray, a Jack Knight, rest in peace, my guys. To just get it, like, like I was watching comedy, but I didn't understand it.
Right,
you know what I'm
right,
saying?
right,
Conceptually, like, okay, this thing. It took a while for it to click, and I quit. So I quit like in the beginning. I quit like after I got cancer. I quit for a while, and then. Like some cool ass people that was like, now bitch, you got material. God wants you.
Yeah. He wanted you here.
Material. Right? And I quit a couple of years ago. So I mean, I don't even know how long I've been doing stand-up. Cause I quit, like I will literally fall off the face of the earth for like 2 or 3 years. And then people would be like, you still do comedy? I was like, damn, do I?
Right.
Should I call myself a comedian?
But that's funny because there are a lot of people like that. I know, like Nicole Byer. I know you've been on her podcast. Like you hear people like that are like, I quit every week. Like every weekend, I quit comedy. Like and I feel like the same way sometimes where I'm just like, have I ever even written a joke? Like I'm never writing a joke again. Yeah, but then it's like you keep coming back to it. It's like that. Yeah, it's like that relationship where you're like, this is toxic.
All day yesterday. For people that are listening, we are all on the same show yesterday. And all day
Danny Sellers, half-hour debut, sold that out.
A hot 47. A hot 47.
Said he was doing 30 minutes, did 47 minutes, sold out the venue.
I didn't see the light. But seriously though, yesterday I was like anxious all day yesterday. I'm like, damn, bro. Stand-up is such a weird, addicting thing that this is Saturday. It's a nice day outside. I should be fucking worried about sipping beer with somebody's daughter, hanging out, kicking it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna have anxiety maybe even a little bit of good anxiety to do this thing tonight. And it's like such a weird addictive thing that I don't know, man, something about it. And I'm only 4 years in, so I haven't had like, and that's with the pandemic, so I haven't had like enough time to be like, I got to step away from it just yet. But it's a weird, scary, addictive thing that like once you kind of get into it, get into a good groove of it, it's like I even though it makes me feel shitty sometimes, I have to still do it because it fills this void in my like mental a little bit.
Yeah, that reminds me of the Nikki Glazer one time said like, I love doing stand up. I hate waiting to do stand up. Like, and it is like a weird thing where it's like a nice day and you're like, yeah, I got a show later tonight, but I'm gonna just chill. But like your mind is like, no, like, but how's the show gonna go? What jokes am I gonna say?
It's so it's so crazy because it's like once you know it, you can't unknow it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like once I knew comedy, I'm like, once I wrote a real joke, like my first real joke, and I did it repeatedly and got a laugh, I was like, I can do it, and I will do it, and I'm gonna keep doing it,
right?
And I'm gonna keep doing it. But then to be a comedian, you have to have a tremendous amount of ego. So the frustration comes in. The frustration comes in when you're not getting what you feel. Like we get so much instant gratification. Like somebody standing in front of you just laughing because of some shit you wrote down or put in your phone. It's like
it's a drug. Yeah,
it's like it's that dopamine hit. Like boom, boom, boom. That shit is crazy. But it's like, oh, how come I'm not way bigger? If I made, I think the most people I made laugh at one time was probably like 2,000, 2,500 people.
Okay.
I'm like, I make 2,500 people laugh. And then you go on like Instagram or you go on your TikTok and motherfuckers like, you not funny. It's like, motherfucker, get one off.
Right.
Get one off in front of, it's like, that's insane for that one thing to stick out in your mind versus the 2,500 people that you made laugh at one time.
You know what's also crazy too? I was thinking about this as you were talking about it. Someone like Eddie Murphy, who at the peak of his stand-up was like a fucking rock star. And I would love to wonder, I would love to ask him specifically how he was able just to stop doing it. Of course, the movies, and he made way more money, doing Dr. Doolittle's and all this kind of 48 hours, all this shit. But it's like, damn, knowing what stand-up can do and how it makes you feel and how good he was at it, to just walk away for fucking 30 years, I don't know, man. It's just like, damn, how, I would just be curious, his honest response. To how
also, you got to think about it. Oh, then this is, people ask me for advice and I don't have none. Like I wouldn't tell anybody shit. Do it. That's the advice. Do it, because everybody's path is different. But you would be a man. I know what can keep you from it. Like I said, we have a tremendous ego. I think I was telling somebody this the other day, and I keep telling people this, and they don't fucking believe me. I only want to do one special ever.
Really?
And that way it's special.
Go ahead. Yeah, go on this. I want to hear that.
That's why it's called a special. It's your life's work. You put your heart, your soul, you dedicate it. You can never be as funny. You could get better with structure. You could get better with timing. You could get better with certain things, and people could think it's better. You will never get as funny as you were when you did your first special, because you will never be as hungry again.
I feel that.
I don't disagree with that at all.
That is your life's work. Like you're writing jokes from a place of urgency and need and necessity, and it's something in your spirit and your soul that's telling you to go to eat. Once you start,
you got decades of stories and shit.
Well, because your first special will be like 10 to 15 years of your best jokes ever, and then you pop off and they're like, okay, make us another special 2 years later.
Right.
And so it's like, well, yeah, obviously the first one's going to be great because it's 15 years of my best jokes versus 2 years of me workshopping something. And it's like, I maybe said this on the podcast before, but it's like, it's kind of like the musician who's like writing songs that are like artfully done about the struggle. and their album pops off, and then their next album is just like
commercial.
Yeah, I'm at the Four Seasons, and it's just like, well, that's not relatable. And so it's impressive, like someone like Conan O'Brien, who like he's able to come off as like, and I think John Mulaney's a little bit like this too, like someone was making the comment, John Mulaney can be like, isn't it crazy how Delta charges for this? And they were like, you can buy the plane. What are you talking about? And so it's like, to your point, like that first special is usually the best one because it's like you're hungry, you haven't been proven yet. It's all your best stuff. And then all of a sudden, okay, well now you got $1 million or $10 million. Well, there's not as much urgency to write jokes.
But yeah, because money separates people as much as people act grounded. Because
well, you would know you got $17 million.
You know, I do. Shut up. And,
Bitcoins.
No, like I have a lot of rich friends, and like you know the weird thing about it is, money is just a number in your bank account because money is not tangible. We cannot touch it. Really, the dollar, like somebody give you, it's worth nothing. You know, it's just a number.
Right.
The biggest person in the world, you'd be like, they so humble. But it's like, do they not eat shit and sleep just like you? Like they're the same person. It's just a dollar sign, a different dollar sign in front of them.
But how much is your richest friend worth?
Oh shit, I can't tell you that. I'm no rat.
I'm no rat.
That's got to be $1 billion at least.
But look, I know. Look,
you've been to some states in your life.
Look, I have a friend who they have 3 elevators in their home.
Kitchen upstairs.
Kitchen upstairs. Wait, are you? You found that, didn't you?
I keep my ear to the ground.
What a
that
weird.
boy a fool with it.
Yeah, a cat.
My favorite thing in the world is when Danny says that boy a fool with it.
Boy, you have another date?
I do have another date. Well, real quick, before we get to this date, I do want. So this all started when you're on Greek, but your first job out here was the Rite Aid. You've been fired from a lot of jobs in your life because you got in your words, a slick mouth, and you don't like conformity.
I can see it.
So do we have any like great like being fired? Like for example, I got banned. I've gotten banned from school districts before.
What?
Yeah.
This is like
teaching in the past year because like.
Did you touch somebody?
I know, right?
No, okay,
what the fuck you gotta do to get banned?
Right, banned is crazy.
You banned and you white.
Can I explain myself? When they
start banning white people, this is.
Yeah.
Can I explain myself?
It's a white. I just want you to know it's a white teacher on the internet saying nigga, and he still got his job. So.
Yeah, there's some wild.
I just want to make it clear I was not that white teacher, by the way. But no, okay. First off, this principal, I hate when working at schools. I'll come in and sub, and it's like, okay, not to be obnoxious, but it's like, look, I do brand partnership deals on social media that are worth $10,000 sometimes. Like, don't talk to me like you're better than me just because you're a permanent teacher and I'm coming in to sub.
Yeah.
I'm doing this because, sure, like extra money sometimes, like because the brand partnerships aren't coming in all the time. And two, like I genuinely have a passion. I hate when I come in, I'm like a teacher or a principal, I'm like, hi, I'm Sam. And they're like, well, I'm Mr. Smith. And they try to sun you. So that's how this principal was acting. He tried to sun me from the start. And then he walked in.
Going for it.
He walked in 2 different times in the room that I was subbing, and I happened to be reading a book because all the kids were quietly working.
Right.
And then another time I literally was checking my phone because I got a text because I got some family like emergency stuff going on. So I literally just checked my phone. And that happened to be the both times that he walked in, and he told this agency that I was subbing for that I was filming students.
Nice.
Which I was not doing. And anyway, so now I'm banned from that school district.
You think he probably saw your TikToks? And was
he saw a TikTok from like forever ago when I actually was filming in my classroom. That was my classroom. My direct superior knew that I was doing it. The principal knew. Anyway, so I've gotten fired for dramatic reasons. Do you got any juicy getting fired stories?
Oh, I'm pretty sure a bunch.
I'm pretty sure all of them.
Yeah.
A bunch.
What's the craziest thing you've ever said that got you fired?
Craziest thing I ever said. Oh shit. Yo. The summer before I jumped off the porch. My first job.
I've never heard that saying in my life.
I jumped off the porch. You go. You just before you take a big leap.
Right.
How should I say it, Daniel?
Yeah.
She's like, how do I say
Okay, not the code switching.
No,
Not the code
Like-
switching.
I'm speaking white, Samuel. No, I worked at Walmart. My aunt was a manager at Walmart. All bitches be bitter. I'm just gonna say
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
All bitches do not like me. Well,
Preach.
actually,
So you
it's,
say it all the time, Sam. You know that?
actually it's 50-50 because I'm gonna tell you, all black women see me at the airport. This I'm like this. Last time I went to the airport, LAX, I was put my bag on the scale, and this lady, she was like, "Yeah, let me get your ID." And she was like, "Oh, I thought you was famous." But she
What?
did.
She said, I thought you were famous.
Yeah, she said I was famous. I was like, "Bitch, I am." To somebody.
Just-
And then
you get a lot of comments like that. And then someone, as you come out on stage, say, oh, she's fun size.
yeah. People say anything to little people. fuck those guys. Anyway,
No threat, just
no,
vibes.
so I work at Walmart. I guess a luxury of working at Walmart is the jewelry department. So I ain't have to be on the floor like the peasants. You know, I have to be no regular cashier like them.
Do they sell real diamonds at the? Or is it all like?
I don't know what the fuck that is.
Walmart's on that Kevin Gates. If my diamond's shining, because they really diamond.
Listeners, listen to this. Sam came out to the show last night to Kevin Gates. Really, really. If you don't know what that song is, put that in your Spotify. Pause this, put that in your Spotify, then come back and laugh at. Imagine Sam with a probably 70% black crowd.
70% black.
But I just want to say, if it looks like I've been balling, it's because I'm really balling. Like
The confidence
doing this.
came from the entire first right row being white.
Yeah,
That's
that
where,
helps.
because he was able to be like,
Yeah, that helps.
you
You know
are,
what's sad is those were all 10 people that I brought.
Yeah, those definitely, you know, those people.
well, only one person came for me. That's why when the crowd was like, I was like, did anybody know me? Did anybody come for me? And my friend didn't say shit.
That's a bad.
I was like, say something, fool. I you see.
That's so funny. I got us off track though, because you were working the jewelry floor, Walmart.
You got fired.
Oh,
from-
you didn't want to hear my side. Okay.
Oh, my bad. Keep going. I thought I was being
No, I'm almost
interrupting you.
talking
Did I
about
meet
this-
your friend last night? Did I meet your friend last night?
Danny, you're so thirsty. Calm down.
I don't know if it's a boy or girl. I'm just asking. I don't know if I
This
met.
man
the
said a
person.
boy or girl.
Oh yeah.
Boy or girl.
It's a guy. It's always going to be a guy.
You bring niggas to the shows?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So all right,
Really?
we're gonna get off the topic. Do you bring
If they
niggas
think
you fucking with?
if they think they can, if they think they can fuck, I wouldn't. No, I'm never.
Really?
Hold on. Here's the thing. I'm never gonna bring who I'm fucking to a show. I bring somebody who wanna fuck.
That's a
You would
fucking.
never see who I.
Put that on a t-shirt.
You will never see who I
Put that on a
Never.
t-shirt.
I'm-
That's hilarious.
She's doing her own kind of bringer show.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, bring a nigga show.
I'm like, yeah. I'm like, it's like, can we go out? Yeah. Hey, just meet me at this address right here. What's it right here? Just come.
That's
You will see. I'm gonna be there. Meet me there. Meet me there.
that's
hilarious.
funny as fuck.
That's right.
Cause I don't like bringing people that I'm really trying to talk to, fuck with this shows. I'm so like kind of in my own.
Yeah,
My-
I'm not
my-
really trying to talk to them. That's why.
Oh, it's good. It's like,
Yeah.
It don't matter what
You
happens.
see him in passing,
Like you can see me being amazing,
yeah.
and this gonna be your last time seeing me. But thank you for coming out.
That's
But thank you.
Never gonna bring. If they at a show
yes,
and they talk, you see them talking to me like "whoop-de whoop, baby."
yeah. You do your
We
thing,
will
girl.
never fuck.
That's funny as hell.
The fucking the whoever I'm fucking don't even know I do comedy.
You an accountant?
Yeah, you want
Like, you're an
to
accountant.
you want a rich 6-foot dude who doesn't like comedy.
Yeah.
Is that you said that somewhere?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
I'm dying to hear this.
So
What
the
did you say at Walmart?
So,
Yes.
so yeah, I didn't say anything. This way, them old bitches didn't like me, man. They ain't want no new booty.
New
I ain't
boot.
never even had no job. How you get at the jewelry counter?
Uh,
It's just Cuban zirconia.
right.
That's crazy that you got to the Walmart jewelry section off nepotism. It was
Yeah.
even the Walmart jewelry section got nepo babies.
Right.
Yeah. And y'all, they used to try to get me in trouble because you have to count all the jewelry at the end of the night. I come in, I think there was this bitch named Miss Rose. I think
Miss
that was her.
Rose.
She used to wear them glasses with the chains and shit.
Oh, nasty.
She was like,
Someone's grandma.
and when I used to come in, she was like, and then she'd be like, "Your count was off last night." And I'm like,
It's not your job to even check the count.
it is her job.
Oh, okay.
To mess up. If I mess up the count, then if I work in the evening and she work in the morning, and the count mess up her count. Either way, it's like, bitch, count it again. You put your number down.
Right.
You say I was wrong. Shut up. Well, we also pierced ears
At Walmart?
at Walmart.
Really?
And let me tell you, don't be go parents, take your kids somewhere professional. Maybe
Yeah.
not even to Claire's.
I was about to
Take-
say, Claire's, I got my shit pierced in college at Claire's too.
yeah, don't do that. Stop.
Yeah.
Let me tell you how I learned how to pierce ears. A 10-minute video.
Yeah, exactly, right.
Like it's basically put the marker right there, balance it, and punch the hole where you put the marker. Oh, that's it.
I thought you had to have like some kind of certification to pierce.
I thought you did too until I watched the video. And I was like,
Really?
yeah. And you know what? I should have known something because my aunt worked at a beauty supply store at the time too. And she would bring her piercing gun home. I was like, you can't do that. Can you just pierce at the house like that? Can you just
Right. I thought there was like at least some kind of small level of certification you needed.
No. Anyway, she should try to get me in trouble like all the time. So I fucked this dude ear up. I did. I had punched the gun and the earring didn't go all the way through. I'm like, damn nigga, you got some thick lobes.
Thick lobes is crazy. Thick lobes is wild.
Old ass man low. Yeah.
You got some tufts.
Yeah. Leather lip.
So it didn't go through.
Old leather ear.
Yeah, it did go through, and his shit like was bleed and it split, so I had to take it out. And then his mom came back the next day and told them, and it got me in like so much trouble. And I was like, they was getting on my nerves that day. They was really getting on my nerves. I was trying not to make my auntie look bad, and then I was like, fuck this job. I'm leaving in 2 weeks.
Facts.
Okay? I'm going to live my real life. Bitch.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about this. Why did she tell like the head manager of the store? She said she don't even care about this job because she leaving in 2 weeks. And they can't, you know how somebody's like, come in, sit down.
Let me
let me
talk to
talk.
you. Yeah, yeah.
Did you, end quote, say,
Right.
fuck this job? I was like, you know what? I did say that. I did
That
say
is
that.
correct, actually.
I did say that. My boyfriend a drug dealer. What the?
Yeah.
What's the fuck y'all? Like, and I had got fired. But the only reason I felt bad about that shit is because my auntie was still the manager and shit.
Right, so
But
you got her in a little bit
Text
of...
my great aunt.
I almost don't really believe in 2 weeks notice sometimes because people can fire you.
Yeah.
with that
And it's
too.
like, especially a big corporation like that, it's like, bro, fuck that job.
Yeah,
Just
not
quit.
about that either.
I got fired. Well, I've never been fired. I've quit. One time when I was moving to San Francisco for the first time, I gave my 2 weeks notice and they paid me out. I didn't have to come back. It was like an
Oh,
elevated.
they said don't even do the
It
2
was like
weeks.
an elevated call center job essentially when I was like 23 or whatever, fresh out of school in Charlotte. And I was like, I'm gonna do my 2 weeks. And then, but someone had already told me they'll pay you out for your 2 weeks regardless. So I was already leaving for California in like 4 days. Like I was already leaving. I was worked up until the point. So if he said no, then I'd be like, all right, well, I quit tomorrow anyways. So I just like, let me just put my 2 weeks notice. Well, all right, Danny, we'll just pay you out now. Clean out your fucking desk. And I was like, oh, you sure you don't want me to stay? You know, I'm playing off. Okay, I mean, I can stay for a couple more days if you need me to. Just go. I was like,
Yeah,
That's amazing.
just go. Not
Yeah.
to hit you with the just
yeah,
go.
give my little $1,500, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Nigga, I'm out this month.
That's amazing.
I tell people all the time, like, don't be a threat to no corporation or no job because if your ass die tomorrow, they will replace you.
Yeah.
They got like you know how when you call a place and they have you on hold, they're like, you the fourth caller in the queue. They
Right.
they got your fucking
Yeah.
replacement in the queue.
100%.
Like, they don't give a fuck
Million
about
percent.
you. I'm like, I tell like well, I mean, I don't work in a job right now. But I make it very, very clear that baby, I'm never gonna work as hard for you as I work for me.
Yeah.
So because this your dream, not mine.
I think there's also a our generation thing. A lot of our parents were
Yeah, you
we're
don't gotta
company
be-
people,
Right, you don't got to be loyal to a company because they don't care about you, like you just
Yeah.
said.
you know.
Well, especially black people. Especially black people.
Don't I know it?
Black people in the South,
Man, brother.
like Everybody just got a fucking job, and that's what they do every day.
Yeah.
It's like you are loyal to something. Like people who hold down jobs for like, I've been working here for 37 years. I'm like, how? How do you dedicate 37 years to you, and when you get ready to retire, you don't even know if you can get your Social Security? Like, fuck.
Right.
But I think a lot of them people, like our parents and our grandparents' generation, they were, especially black folk, they were the first generations to like be able to go even to non-segregated colleges and like get educated and get jobs. So I feel like they still have this false sense of security from being at a job that we don't have because the cost of living is so fucking crazy that, and we know we're not gonna get Social Security, so we're like, yo, fuck these jobs because I gotta thug it out however I can because there's nothing there. There's no golden parachute for me. There's no pension for me. I gotta just thug it out.
$1 million is not
right
even $1 million.
For them,
like
40 years ago, 6 figures meant shit. I can take them to help my kids go through school.
Yeah.
6 figures now, you just you're just paying rent.
You're still lower class. You're still working class and making 6 figures. Like me, I mean, I seen some people. I remember one time, this particular is somebody I was dating. I seen a check for like, it was like $1 million and like, I think $250,000.
That was very specific. I think it was $1,082,000.
Yeah, I looked at that shit because I was like, 7 numbers, ain't this a bitch? This is real.
Yeah.
and you know, the check was this long.
Right. It needed more space.
I seen that shit. But it was already deposited in the account.
Yeah.
I'm saying I break that shit down. If you are single, once they take 28-30% in taxes, you give your managers, your lawyer, your agent, baby, you got about $450,000 maybe.
Right. Off that big number.
I think someone did the math on like Steph Curry's $40 million a year NBA contract ends up being $15 million a year, which is obviously still an insane amount of money. Live a good life. But it is crazy that, okay, you get paid $40 million and it quickly goes down to $50 million or whatever.
Yeah, because you got to pay to like maintain that lifestyle. Be more interested in me though. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. Next date. We got October 4th, 2021. A little more recent.
Halloween.
This
October 4th?
Halloween.
Oh, shit,
Halloween is the 31st every single.
Yeah.
You opened for Roy Wood Jr. at the Dynasty Typewriter.
You know what's so funny? I was at that show.
You were?
Yeah, I was at that show.
Look at you being a fan.
Sam, relax.
How'd you feel about it?
It was great. You did great.
How'd I do?
It was great.
You got to say more than great.
It was funny as fuck.
It was a one-of-one life-altering event that I am now on a higher frequency.
Like no, you killed.
Like no, I be saying this all the time. A motherfucker will act like they haven't seen me be magic.
No, I know. That's the first time I
mean, he booked you on his own show with only he booked 2 people. So
look at that. I open for you. Look at God.
I just went last and did the most time. That's it.
47 minutes.
I went because it popped up on some algorithm, whatever, and I fuck with Roy, and it was you, then Paris after. Yeah, y'all both killed that shit at Dynasty Typewriter. I was at that show.
Yeah.
So I know. So Roy Wood Jr., also from Birmingham, Alabama, family friend. He, in your words, knew you before you knew what a joke was.
Yeah.
Just so how did one? I would love to hear. Obviously, I mean, y'all should know who Roy Wood Jr. is if you're listening to this. But give
him the Daily Show job too. Man. Stop fucking
the
playing.
Daily Show.
Yes.
Let him be the next host.
playing.
He's up. He's in the running for the next host of the Daily Show.
Just give it to him.
Got great Comedy Central specials that probably don't get as much love because they're on Comedy Central instead of Netflix. But anyway, you can talk a little bit about how magical it was opening for him, but also just y'all both being from Birmingham. What is like how Birmingham has shaped you growing up as a Jehovah's Witness in Birmingham.
All of that.
Yeah.
In one.
My God, why you keep on
I know.
putting emphasis on Jehovah's Witness? Like
Jehovah's
There's
Witness.
emphasis on it. No, that's just a unique that is like a very interesting. That's a unique background. I know.
he really want to be like nigger coat.
Right, no,
I had a lot of family that was Jehovah's Witness too.
Yeah.
Was that Donald Glover or Donald Glover's Seventh Day?
Witness? I don't know if he was Jehovah's Witness. I never heard that before.
Seventh-day Adventist and Jehovah's Witness is not the same thing.
No,
Right.
do Jehovah Witnesses allow birthday celebrations?
No.
So I think Donald Glover is Jehovah's Witness.
Prince, I think, was Jehovah's Witness too, right?
I don't think, but the most famous ones is like the Jacksons,
Yeah.
Venus and Serena.
They were Jehovah's Witness?
Yeah,
Wow.
actively their mother still. A lot of
You
them,
part of the congregation
tell.
still?
yeah, Prince.
Yeah.
Got so many people. It's a lot of people. It's easy to
I
get.
think Charlamagne,
it's-
the guy
it's-
grew up with Jehovah's Witness.
Yep, it's easy to get black people to subscribe to religion.
Yeah.
Easy.
It's a slavery thing.
Especially, especially one that's will scare your ass. If you
Right.
celebrate the fact that you on Earth another year.
Yeah, it's crazy. My grandmother was Jehovah's Witness. I have an aunt and cousins that were Jehovah's. I've been to a couple little Jehovah's Witness services, and what they call the big meetings, the memorials.
Yeah, memorial.
Yeah, I went to a couple of them. Watchtowers, all that shit. I never did the field service. Never. Do you ever go door to door?
Oh, you mean the conventions? You went to the convention?
Yeah, I went to one of them.
The big convention. Oh yeah. Man, when I was little, oh shit, my
That was
mom used to make us
outside?
go door to door. And we live like in the fucking hood, so it's like people. I'm like, oh Lord, I like. Come on, Mom. That's Chris' house. Don't make me go to Chris' house. You know, everybody know where Chris live.
Right.
I'm bending down. I'm tired of my shoe and shit. Like, I ain't finna go back. Come on, please. Because Chris gonna come outside. He gonna tell everybody Monday that I came to his house in a dress on a Sunday, on a Saturday. On a Saturday morning in a dress. Why we gotta wear dresses on a Saturday morning in a dress? And I used to try to dodge that shit. But yeah, very,
Was your family abide? Like, were they strict and like follow the rules, or were they kind of just in and out of it?
Nah, my mom wasn't. My mom had 1 foot in and 1 foot out.
Yeah.
Like we had Christmas trees when I was like little and shit, and then she stopped altogether. And then you know what my mom would do? Like we're not supposed to celebrate Christmas.
Right.
Like they'll preach around stuff. My mom would line stuff up in front of our dresser.
Yes, yes, bro. A lot of Jehovah's Witnesses, that, bro. We would do like my grandma when she first started. She would do Thanksgiving like the day before.
Yeah,
It's all the same shit, man.
Right.
It's all the same shit.
So as to not make you feel
Yeah,
left out,
yeah.
but you ain't supposed to be relevant. Like you either gonna do it or you not.
Towards the end of her life, she was kind of like, bro, just be a good person, you know, my grandmother. But there would always be those little small little things. Well, it's still a holiday season, so we're not gonna celebrate on Christmas. We're gonna do it a couple days later.
That's funny.
It's like the Mormon shit where they just soak. They don't actually fuck. They just like put it in.
The amount of times Danny brings up soaking on this podcast.
What is soaking?
The Mormons today, instead of
man.
essentially they think putting the meat in to the coochie and not thrusting is not. Like, if you just put it in but don't thrust, that's not technically sex. So what they'll do is they'll put it in, and then they'll have someone else under the bed move the bed and shake the bed, and they don't feel as bad about it because, like, well, I'm not actually doing the thrusting. Someone else is. So they're technically not actually having sex.
Is that real?
Bro, Google it.
Yeah, there's truth to it. Yeah.
You grew up a Mormon?
No,
I kept looking at you.
I grew up a lot. You did get like, hey, you did the same. Did you do that?
You did. He did. Point. Like,
No.
like Sam knows.
He be doing it.
No, that's funny. There was
Like Sam got a little man under his bed.
I did grow up around a lot of
shoulders.
Mormon, good friends with a lot of Mormons, a lot of great friends, good people.
Good people on both sides.
Can Mormons have regular people as friends?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
some
a
religions
valid
aren't like
question. The
Some religions are
reason
really
I'm
strict.
asking you that is because, like, in the religion of Jehovah's Witness,
Yeah, it's
like,
kinda like
yeah,
that.
we're like, okay, we call people that are not in the truth like worldly people.
worldly people.
So
yeah.
you say
Yeah.
you could be cool with them, but you're not supposed to associate with them heavily.
That's legit. And Jehovah's Witnesses, it really is kind of that strict.
Yeah, so that's why I asked. Don't ask me like I'm asking you crazy questions. I don't know.
Yeah.
Look,
And
They're
especially
just
you,
some
I'm like, Mormons would be friends with you, you heathen.
so
Yeah, you cussing.
okay, who went to church on this Sunday morning?
Okay, so.
Don't call me. I'm just kidding.
Who got their shirt buttoned up like a Catholic priest?
Yeah, roast ass.
And that's been our
Why
time.
do we
Thank you so much for
snap? We
tuning
should have
in.
did. We
I
should
know,
have
sorry.
snapped.
No, yeah, I guess I didn't know that about Jehovah's Witnesses. I just some podcast hosts on this podcast like to make jokes about
It's
Mormons.
been a minute. It's been about 5
Well, we
episodes.
stopped.
Shout out to
We've enlightened
the-
ourselves. Yeah, but I mean, you kind of mentioned earlier, like nobody out here is from Birmingham, Alabama. Like, so what is like having I mean, I know I've had like a headliner let me feature them before, and it's like a headliner, but it's not like even someone who has like a special out. Like Roy Wood Jr., that's like upper echelon that's like a famous person. So what is it like, as you said, coming from Birmingham, Alabama, feeling like, okay, well, there's not really a lot of people out, and then having someone as big a deal as Roy Wood Jr. like looking out for you, and is there kind of like that special bond because of the Birmingham
I will just
connection?
say this: your network is your net worth. And that's true. But I'm not very good at network. I'm not good at all at asking people for shit.
Same.
Like, period. Most of the stuff I've done, people have asked me to do. I mean, I had Roy, Ronnie Chang, Moses Storm, whose HBO special I opened up for.
Yeah.
And actually,
you got Sarah Silverman comment on your Instagram how cool you are.
Yeah. Oh, look at you. You really do your research. I mean, yeah, I've been blaming Nicole Byer. That's Aaron Shane.
Yeah.
Sean Larkin. Like, I've had a lot of people who are like
big name comics with specials,
Craig
like
Robinson
podcast.
Like, just on the strength that they know me and they know that I'm funny. But Roy is exceptional because we are close and we are a friend. He's like, I'm writing, like, I attribute, like, and also Owen Smith. If
Yeah.
Owen is like brilliant as fuck.
Yeah.
I look at Roy, Owen Smith, and Chris Spencer as like, when I look at writing, if I was a writer, I was like, fuck. Oh, and Ali Sadiq. Oh my God.
Who, did you watch his last special?
What? Domino Effect 2?
Lost?
Like,
yeah, that was crazy.
Yo, like, if you don't, I look more at writing now because I can perform, you know what I mean? But it's more of the wording. Like, Roy definitely is like, he was one of the people that was like, yeah, you too wordy. Like, leave some of that shit off. Take the ums and ahs, like, and I'm still working on it. He's like, take the ums and ahs out of your mouth. When you do impersonations, he's like, just go into the impersonation. Don't say like and said or.
You know, Roy, he reminds me of someone that if there was like a stand-up comedy league, he'd be a great commentator.
Yeah.
Like, the guy just like breaking down the film, like ESPN, Sports Center type shit. He'd be like the perfect guy to be like you know how Tony Romo does it for football? Like, he can just I can hear him talk about comedy whenever he's a guest on a podcast, it's always a good podcast because the way he just talks about it, he cares about it, and he's a very, from the distance, a down-to-earth person.
School of Roy.
Yeah.
School of Roy Wood Jr. I mean, whenever I'm writing a new joke and I just like can't get it, I used to beat myself up because it does. It takes me a long time to finish a joke. Like, I have maybe 300 premises for a joke. And I put them up too, like on my page now. I'd be like, people like, that's not funny. I'm like, it's not the whole fucking joke. It's the premise.
Yeah.
Like, it's the beginning of the joke. I'm not going to give you the whole joke.
Right.
But I know the top of my shit is funny, so don't even worry about it. You either laugh or don't. But he's one of the people that like, and now it's to the point where I don't even want to send him a joke until like I finish. Cause he'll be like he'll look at something. I'll send him like 4 paragraphs and he'll be like, it's still meat on the bone.
Yeah.
He'll be like, take that out, or you don't need that. Or he'll give you one tag to like the nigga joke. I did like black people saying nigga. The one line that flipped that joke for me was when he gave me this tag. He was like, what did you do to lose your privilege? Like, he gave me that tag, and it's so much. It's saying so much without saying like really a whole lot. You know what I mean? But he is incredible. Of course, he is huge, but I think he should be bigger through the stratosphere.
Right.
I think he should be, and he will be. I'm a firm believer. Somebody told me, you don't act like you need anybody, or you just so chill about comedy. I am not chill about comedy. I love comedy and I want to do it forever. I am a firm believer that you are going to get exactly what you are supposed to have. No matter if it's a short amount of time, no matter if it take you until you 97, you are going to get exactly what you are supposed to have. Like, people be getting jealous, or they'll get mad, or if I'm sitting next to you today and you see me get my special tomorrow, like, man, like, how the fuck she get a special? Because, I'm funnier than her. That's not yours.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's not yours. Maybe everything you going through is you need something. You need something from this experience. You need to be here. You need to be here 5 years later. You need to be here 10 years later. This is exactly where you're supposed to be. Because maybe if you miss steps, you might not ever get the opportunity that you're supposed to get again.
Right.
And you fucked it off. If somebody told you, I listened to this quote, if you could see, if somebody from the day you were born till now in your life was like, hey, you only got to fuck up 7,622 times to get to where you're supposed to be, you would be counting. You would be like, woo, I'm on 3 million.
Yeah,
I only
right.
got 3 million more fuck ups to go. You would be excited.
Because you know.
You wouldn't be so anxious and all that shit. And that, I mean, sometimes I get like that, but most of the time I'm so fucking relaxed and I get exactly what I'm supposed to get. Moses called me out of the blue and asked me to open up his special.
Moses Storm, yeah.
I know Moses at least 8 to 10 years. He was just like, hey, Ketra, when somebody, like, you have an amazing story. Like, more people need to hear this. Come open for my special. Like, and then people start asking me to open for them. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, not missing any steps.
But it's so easy to get caught up in it because this is a very solo kind of career path we're going. But to your point, though, I love that so much because I try to. A lot of times, your natural reaction is always your natural reaction, and your gut reaction. But then I feel like my brain sometimes, and me and Sam have talked about this a bunch too. It's like, bro, what's for you is for you. And I don't want to re-say what you just said, but I agree with that shit wholeheartedly.
This is what keep us, the energy that we feed each other, like people, the comedians. It's such a catty thing, and a wet woman on top, and who's big and who's little, and it's like, yo, if I fail, that doesn't mean it's gonna make you shine.
100%. You know what's so funny? This is probably the comedian Matt Rife.
Yeah, my guy.
Yeah, a lot of people shit on Matt Rife, and I don't necessarily think he's the most hilarious person in the world. But I think a lot of people gave him shit because he's a good looking dude and he does a lot of crowd work stuff, and he just kind of seemingly has elevated himself out of nowhere, but he's
got like 11 million TikTok followers. And
me and Matt did a show that for Nick Cannon that never is going to see the light of day, though.
Really?
Matt did that.
Not Wild Now? Something different?
No. It was for teens. It was for teens. Me and Matt did that show. I mean, I'm so proud of him. In his elevation. When you look a certain way in comedy, it's very, very hard.
Yeah.
It's very, very hard. People expect you not to be funny.
Right.
Like, expect you, like, not to put the package together.
Yeah.
And then when you are, it's like, oh.
Well, this is to that
and
point.
He built, like, he's
been doing it for a minute.
Yeah, it's like he built his fucking self. Like, and it's okay to do that. It's okay to look good. It's okay to feel good about yourself. Like, people talking to me a lot about the way I dress or whatever. Or like, why you do I'm not even doing a lot. Like, what people don't understand is the culture of Alabama, Birmingham.
Yeah.
Like, that's what we do.
Yeah.
we put on fucking clothes. And I wasn't doing that. And over the pandemic, I kind of had, I was like, damn, like, I got to get back to the old me. Like, LA will make you be dusty and whatever. That's not even me. Realistically, this is me. And it's like, I'm not trying to change shit. I'm not trying to put on a fake image. This is me. And people be like, you can't dress like you dress, or you can't, why you, like, do all that, and people be receptive to you. Look, it's somebody just like me that will be receptive to me.
100%. Even because like Matt just announced his tour, and I'm just in him, and he's just one example. But a lot of these people that get shit, I'm starting to like really try to be more of like, bro, the respect is also in their ability to make it happen, versus me thinking that they're the most best actor in the world or the funniest comedian in the world or whatever it is. Like they're doing something that's sustainable, that's building a career for themselves out of nothing. And for that alone, if it's thousands of niggas that fuck with your jokes and the way you do your jokes, and if I'm not one of them, I can still give you 100% respect because motherfuckers are buying tickets and they coming to see you and they're not. And they're,
You do it for a living now.
and they're going home happy.
Yeah. That's
Who the fuck are we
like,
to judge this motherfucker for making millions of dollars and sending people home happy?
Yeah, but that with comedy, people, it's so subjective that, and I fall prey to this all the time. I'm like, how's that person getting that? They're not funny.
Yeah, we all
But
do
it's like, they're not funny to me, but like they're clearly funny to a lot of people, and people like them. And like you said, just because they're having success does not mean I won't have success, or just because they fail will not mean that I'm gonna have success.
It's so
you gotta put yourself out there and do what you can do.
I tweeted this the other day. I tweeted this, and this goes all the way back to what we said earlier. People base comedy off what they think it should be and not what it is.
Go into that more.
Like, especially black people. And I be hating to say this shit, but I just look at comments and shit and who comment on my shit. Most black millennials grew up off Def Jam, right?
Yeah.
Def Jam. That's all they know. You've never even been to a
Comic
fucking,
View, maybe.
A Comic View. You've never even been to a fucking live comedy show, but they'll sit online and be like, that wasn't funny. Because you think that's all comedy is.
Yeah.
And it's not what it is, because you don't even know what it takes to write a fucking joke. Literally, how the fuck can you get in comments and say somebody is not funny when it is an audience right in front of them fucking laughing?
Right. I'm not gonna post a joke of me bombing.
Right.
So the people, that's a fucking gem. Because the people in the room are laughing. So for you to, I'm not gonna repeat what you just said. That's a really fucking great point. Yeah.
I'm very smart. Sam knows that.
Yeah. All right, last date. We got to really run it.
Yeah. Well, just the last date is the plug. I know on April 9th, 2023, we got to get out of here. But you premiered Ketra Long Presents Bearded. So just plug your show. Give people the elevator pitch on why they should watch it quick.
Oh, it's Will and Grace meets Hitch or The Wedding Singer. Basically, it's loosely based on me and my real life best friend and real life events that took place. Can I say where I got the concept from real quick?
Oh, okay. We're not literally rushing out of here. I'm just saying.
Okay, I'll tell you this funny story. So my best friend Cordell, we've been best friends for upward of like 10 to 12 years maybe. And we became friends when I first moved to LA. Just on a whim. Now, gay and lesbian culture wasn't, the only lesbian person that was close to me that I ever knew in my life was my sister. And I'd be gay sometimes on Sunday. But
today Sunday.
Today Sunday, I might be gay today. But like was my sister. And she just shaved her head one day and came home with a girl.
In Alabama?
Yeah, we ain't had no one and no nothing. My grandma just was like, ask your friend, does she want to eat? Nobody even say that. Yeah. Nobody even say that. My grandma just accepted it.
Right.
This after 3 kids, mind you.
Your sister?
Yeah, my sister.
Nice.
She used to do a lot of fucking too. Anyway.
So she really knows she don't fuck with dudes.
Yeah, she
double checked.
She really don't fuck with niggas. She is a nigga now. but shout out to my sister Sean. I love you. Me and Cordell became friends, and he like people have this concept of gay. Like the only concept was like a guy who may be flamboyant or whatever. Cordell, since we became friends, the first time I invited him over my house, he came over my house. He took in my trash. I've never pumped gas around him in my life. He would do such manly stuff. I knew this was a gay man, you know. But we ran the streets. We did every fucking thing together. And we was going to an Oscar party, and I had on this dress. We were dressed to the nines. I forget where we were going, but to the Oscar party. I forget what Oscar party. And his mother, he's from Baltimore. And see, I say it like them.
Baltimore, yeah.
Baltimore. Yeah. He's from Baltimore. And his mom was here visiting. She was on the couch talking to her friend on the phone when I walked in the door. She was like, girl, Cordell, little friend that came over here. She looks so pretty. Look at Cordell, little girlfriend. Cordell, your little girlfriend here. And she just kept on saying, your girlfriend. I'm
right.
like, what the fuck? Surely this lady don't.
Yeah.
Like, their son is like, and then I'm like, she just kept saying, girl, she like, let me take pictures of y'all like we was going to prom or some shit. Like that's how she was treating us. And when we got in the car, and I was like, hey, do y'all remember? And he was like, yes.
He's in denial.
Yes. And we had so many adventures together. Like, so many adventures. We just run in the streets together. And I was like, this got to be a fucking show.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was like, hey, the first thing I write is going to be about me and you 7 years ago. And I told my friend Camille that I wanted to write this. Because I was like, this is something. This is not nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And I start writing, and I was like, I don't like that. Camille, who's a writer, shout out to Camille, an amazing writer. She took the idea. I just made like an outline. The outline was probably sloppy as fuck. I didn't know what I was doing. And Camille took that and she structured it like a script. And we created like the first episode, and then I just took the helms. I took it from there, and I was like, and I made like, I took like some scenarios that me and him were actually in, and I made this complete show. And I feel like it's fucking amazing. It should be on TV. It should be like the biggest thing on TV. I've seen shows kind of endeavor into that world.
Yeah.
It's called Ketra Long Presents Bearded. A beard is a person. Do you know what a beard is?
Vaguely.
Yeah, that's like if you're gay, like, oh, this is my girlfriend, that's like your fake girlfriend to make it seem like you're straight.
Yeah. Or in any other scenario.
Well, right. But that was the specific. But like
beards, that's what they essentially are. And I'm like, yo, people have this. This is a real life thing, and it's been such a hidden thing in the industry. They say so many people have beards. And I'm like, you know what? This concept needs to be a story, and I think it's fantastic. And I got the actors, and the reason I know it's good as fuck because somebody read the script and they invested money in me, and they was like, yo, they saw me trying to do it on my own with my money because I lost a lot of fucking money trying to do it, and they was like, yo, quit squandering your money away.
Almost lost that 17 million.
Huh?
You almost lost that $17 million.
Almost lost that 17 M's. Almost lost 17 M's.
Right.
Tell the IRS that when you go back to the office this afternoon.
Claim the loss, yeah.
That's funny.
But they said do it right. Like, and I got some actors. I was fortunate enough, and that's how I know I was supposed to do it. I'm supposed to do this because I think, like, for all intents and purposes, we gonna go back and we gonna re-edit the first episode because I edited that shit myself on the iPhone. But like now we got a groove, and I think like I have an amazing product. And if y'all watch it with heart and watch it with compassion and humility, like the hilarity of it, like this is it's relatable as fuck. I think if you just take the idea of what you thought Will and Grace was and what you thought Hitch was and put it together and put a black woman as the face of it, I think like you'll enjoy it. I mean, I love the show, and if I wasn't me, I would be like, huh, this shit is funny. Like, I'm pretty funny.
That's dope.
Go check it out on Facebook. Ketra Long Presents Bearded.
It's on YouTube.
Or did I say Facebook?
You definitely say YouTube.
I'm tripping.
I mean, you definitely said Facebook.
Yeah, YouTube. If you just YouTube Ketra Long, Ketra. Y'all should
Real quick, last question about that. What from start to finish, how long did it take?
How long did it take?
From like that, when you first sent Oh Girl that outline to like shooting to publishing, how long did it take? 7
years.
Wow.
7 years, a lot of false starts. Like, and I didn't change much. I only changed a few things. And that's how much I believe in myself. That's how good of a fucking creator I am. I made that shit stick for 7 years, but it's a long. First of all,
Somebody's phone.
it was probably one of my hoes. So.
Baby, I thought it was gonna be done by.
But it's not. I'm a reform fuck girl. Yeah, a lot of false starts, a lot of rewrites, a lot of and then we did what 2.5 years in the pandemic.
Yeah,
and also the reason I put it out on YouTube is because a lot of people, when I would show them the script, they would be like, you should put it in a festival. You should pitch it. You should pitch it. And I mean, we're gonna pitch it, but I feel like so many of my fucking friends do like bomb ass show. Like for instance, Roy has a pilot. Oh my God, the shit was so good. We shot that shit. I was in it. It was so good. Did you?
I've heard about that.
Did you know that?
I didn't know that yet.
It was like it was based in Birmingham or something.
Yeah.
I've heard about it. I've heard them talk about
that. Yeah. I can't say the name of it because I think I might get sued. But it was so good. So many people shoot like this brilliant shit. And it never sees the light of day. The production company will give you all this money and then they own it and it never sees the light of day. And people put that shit in festivals and then never happen. My friend, I want to anyway. My friends have some amazing projects, and you would be like, "What happened to that project?"
That's why it's important. You go stream it, support it, make sure it gets seen, and make it pop, baby.
Yes, please watch Ketra Long Presents Bearded. And it's very important that you say Ketra Long because it's my shit. Dave Chappelle said something very important to me, and I will take this. You put your name on everything that's yours because nobody will ever be able to duplicate that shit. They were trying to do the Chappelle show over and over again, and they couldn't because it was the Dave Chappelle show.
Amen.
And so it's
Mic drop on them.
Thanks for being here
so much.
Thank y'all for having me. This was fun.
This was fun.
I worry about you, Sam.
I do
want to be the first. Wow, what an elite interview. What an elite human being. Shout out Ketra Long.
High level. Very high level. Man, you have to just, this is a recurring theme, and this is not just for stand-up. We like to all try to make this shit relevant to all of our listeners, but you have to make stuff. You have to put your career and your life in your own hands.
Right.
And I don't want to sound like we always say, like this weird, motivational speaker peoples, but you really just have to create. My thing is creating gravity around what you're doing. And that forces people to connect and come to you. And a lot of times you can't create that gravity until you start doing things that, okay, I actually do need you to shoot this with me, or I need you to act in this thing, or I need you to help build this thing for my coffee shop. And you just start doing things, people will show up for you. And Ketra, 7 years, it's a lot. It's a long time.
Oh yeah, from like writing her show, thinking of her show to now producing it, and it's crazy.
You got to see that stuff through, man.
It's a long game. My friend, I didn't watch this interview, but because Louis C.K. is not a guy we're trying to emulate or show respect to because doing bad things. But something that was crazy that someone told me that he heard him say to Theo Von is Louis C.K. was like, wow, like something along the lines of, if you're this good and you've only been doing stand-up for 17 years. He's like, you've only been doing it for 17 years. And it's just one of those things where like it's a perspective. It's a long game. Like we've talked about before, you see Bill Burr and it's like, yeah, he's Bill Burr. It's like, yeah, he didn't pop off until like later into his career. So you definitely gotta make it a long game, and you got to make sure your watch doesn't go off in the middle of the podcast, Danny. I got a smartwatch, Apple Watch girl. I wear a real watch, like a real man.
Is it a Rolex?
It is not a Rolex.
No,
Folex.
Talk your shit, King. Black King.
Let's get into Black King. Don't you dare. Let's get into our trademark Danny's ism, which is, for those of you new around here, life lessons with Danny.
All right, so I wrote this down and I had this thought. I enjoy, and this is not really an ism, but this is kind of my own testimony, I guess. I enjoy or take a little bit of a weird liking to the periods in your life that aren't pretty.
Right.
And I think a lot of us naturally do too. And when I was thinking about this thought, I thought about Rocky, the movie Rocky.
Right.
And the most memorable parts of the Rocky movies aren't necessarily the fight scenes. They're not at all, really. The most interesting parts are the montages where he's in the fucking wilderness, or even the most famous, he's going up the steps in Philadelphia, in training camp. He's away from his family or just working to the brim.
Yeah.
And I think for me, that's where I'm at in life right now. Like my family's in town right now, and I've had stuff to do every single day during the day while they've been here, and I felt bad about this, but they also knew that's where I was at, as far as my work and stuff. And I don't know, for people that are maybe similar in that position or feel overwhelmed or whatever, I think just like kind of sit in that existence of like, this is not the season or the moment where I have to be pretty, where I have to have all the plants in my house, or I have two sets of linens, and I have, you need a washcloth or what, just like, it's okay to be in those moments where it's like we're just thugging it out, And it's also okay to be in abundance too. We deserve to be in a position where we have a lot of things and we are comfortable.
Right.
But if you are in that, you happen to be in that moment where you don't have all those things, it's okay too. So think about Rocky, thinking about those moments, those montages, those training camp moments you see, like big fights, and they on the YouTube where they do the vlogs and stuff. Because those moments are what bring and take us to these moments that are massive, that are big, that allow you to do, half hours, allow you to go on tour,
right?
Allow you to do all this stuff.
You got to be good with the not pretty times and the abundance times. You got to make peace with both those situations.
Yeah, man. Remember like the analogy, like the Jay-Z or J. Cole, with no haircuts, and they like you're in album mode.
Right.
That's kind of like I feel like I'm in album mode right now. Like I don't have a great haircut now, but.
Yeah, if not having a great haircut is a signifier of you doing great work, then I'm always doing great work. Hey, you a fool with it.
Boy, the hairline going stupid, my boy.
Gra.
This was a great episode, man.
Good to be back in the stew, cooking it up.
What's our calling or off? Whatever we say. Like, review, share, subscribe.
Like, review, share, subscribe. He just said it. Follow us on Callbacks Pod. Callbacks Pod on Instagram, on YouTube, on TikTok. And you can email us at callbackspod@gmail.com if you want to just tell us some funny stories of your own, if we inspired you, if you love us. Leave a review. Make sure if you leave a review, put Danny's name first, or otherwise I'll come and hunt you down.
Thank you.
But we love you. Get home safe.
Bye-bye.